Hello and welcome to Auto Arcadia. I am one of your hosts, Thomas, and with me, as always, is
The other host, Colin Wood. How you doing, dude?
yeah, I'm good, thanks, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's been a day as I have explained to you, but I'm not going to get onto that on here because I think
Yeah,
there may be some legal issues if I
yeah,
do.
absolutely. Yeah, you've had a day, but it's not a day you can share yet.
No, definitely not. I've not done anything dodgy, listeners. It's all other people who have done the dodgy shit, and I've picked the pieces up. So yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
literally, actually packed pieces back into where the pieces came from in some cases. But yeah.
It's quite a good teaser for that.
Everybody's got to be like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Speculation, please. That's what we want to hear.
Ah, man. Yeah. Do you know I had a lot of fun editing the rally episode we done last week as well? It was cool. I really enjoyed that.
I really enjoyed listening to it. It was good. It was good fun to be part of. We're a little bit less structured this week because I don't know about you, but I haven't really prepared very much.
I haven't. No, I've got two things. One of them is very car related, and the other one is not at all.
Okay.
Um,
I have two things that are a bit car related, I suppose.
fair enough. Well,
I haven't even been reading any car news. I've been so busy.
yeah, you've had a fucking hectic couple of weeks, man. Like, I was blown away by your fucking efforts on the weekend last week. I was like, holy fuck.
No, I never want to repeat that again. It's
No.
too much work. It's way too much work. But I mean, I did do a little bit of driving. I drove to uh, Edinburgh Airport on Sunday for a
Yeah.
pickup, and while I was waiting, the multi at Edinburgh Airport, the pick up and drop off one.
Yes, I do.
I was waiting there. I made the expert pro move decision of not checking how much it was before I went.
Oh, yeah, it's like
And
£16 for 5 minutes.
yeah, it's what is it? It's £6 for 10 minutes, and then £1 every minute thereafter.
Yeah.
Which does mean that if you accidentally show up a bit too early, it can be costly.
Oh, yeah.
Which I found out, and I
How
only really
costly
checked.
was it?
It was one of those things where like I was sitting in the car, I was waiting, I was like, kind of pottering about and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, I want to get out, stretch my legs. So I got out and stretched my legs, and while I was out, I looked at the sign saying, huh, that's quite a lot of money for parking. And I was like, how long have I been here so far? I mean, am I still within 10 minutes? Have I crossed the 10 minutes? No idea. So
Right?
I tried to put that to the side. And I was just kind of like hanging about, standing up. It was the evening, so it was like kind of cool and brisk and stuff. It was nice from having been stuck in the car for an hour. And
Yeah.
while I was just watching what was going on, I heard this yell, and a guy picking up, I would imagine his wife. I'm not 100% sure, but a guy picking up what I'm going to say was his wife had driven off without her in the car. And she'd like opened the door, and then I don't know what had happened, but he just assumed she was in, and he just put his foot down. So he'd like driven off with the door open. She was running after him screaming, and he also drove past the car and smashed his door into the back of a car um that was like parked just in front of him. And what do you expect those people did?
Well, probably stop, you know?
You think they stop?
I I would like to think that's what most people would do, but I don't think it's what this guy did.
No, no. What happened there was like his wife kind of ran up to the car, jumped in, and they drove off. And I thought, that's kind of a dick move. Like, that's not very nice. I mean, there wasn't really like, it wasn't. I, it wasn't like a massive bump, but it probably did leave a little mark or a dent, and that's super annoying.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like not like people didn't see them. I remember like I looked at their plate and I was like, I wonder if I'll remember that. But I can't now. It was something like NY09 Joy or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, to those people, shame. You should have stopped and first of all checked if you fucking caused any damage, and if you had, you should have like, I mean, waited. To be honest, be charged an extortionate amount waiting as well.
Yeah, like that.
It's a
Yeah,
total dick move that.
I'm not on board. Like that's bullshit. Um, aye. No, that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, the that pick up and drop off place is kind of a bit chaotic. Like a lot of people trying to like find a parking space whilst also dealing with like dropping people off or picking people up from the airport. There's constantly horns and just like that kind of like screech of people slamming on the brakes unexpectedly.
Yeah, it's a very intense part of Edinburgh Airport, and Edinburgh Airport can be pretty fucking intense anyway because it tends to be so heavily fucking backed up all the time. Like when we were flying, I used to hate it if we were going to Edinburgh Airport because every time we went, as soon as you hit the security hall, it's like fucking 45-minute queuing. It's like, are
Mm.
you fucking serious?
So I'm gonna let you into my one of my decadent vices. And that is when I fly from Edinburgh Airport, I always stick my car in the airport long term multi because it comes with free fast pass through security.
I'm on board. I don't even think that's decadent, mate. I would actually say, although if you're listening to this and you don't already do this, don't start doing it off the back of this. I would say it's a
Yeah, no
fucking
one do this. This
necessity.
is a terrible saving tip. This is a terrible tip.
Yeah, it's an absolute necessity. But it's only a necessity as long as people are too cheap to pay for priority. Because
Mm.
as soon as that happens, you're better off not paying for it and just going through with everyone else because it's got to be heaving busy in priority.
Aye, totally. They only have like 2 lanes for priority. But the few times I've been through it, it's been like a couple of people in front of me. I've just walked through security. And like the nice thing about that is security is one of those things that takes so long. So it's the reason you need to get there earlier. And when
Yeah,
you can breeze through it in like 5-10 minutes rather than waiting for like 45, and like, do you know what, right, it's my one of my little bugbears is I hate those snaking queues that they make you do at like theme parks and like airports and like all places where loads of people have to wait. I hate them. I think that they're like, I think they're actually weirdly like degrading, forcing people to like just go around this stupid fucking like kind of fabric prison, like little prison poles and little prison barriers, and you stay in your little fucking snaky thing. And I really resent how they never take them down when there's no queue. They can just like you can open it up because it's all just like single lengths of barrier.
yeah,
You just open them up, but they never do. Which means if you go to an airport when it's fucking dead, you have to like snake and circle your way back and forward through the whole kind of like queuing system, or like crouch under them. And I was like, just I hate them. I hate them so much. I, it seems excessive and a bit irrational, but I really, really do hate them. I'd rather it be a free for all, honestly, and I don't want
yeah.
that.
No, a free for all. Like, can you imagine it's just like Mad Max on the way to
A
security?
sort of
Like,
you would appreciate a might is right sort of attitude towards
do you
queuing.
know, I actually would. Like, I'd be on for that. But like, because I never moved when I was in the airport. Like, if somebody was walking dead towards me, I'd just be like, I am fucking standing my ground here. You are going round me, motherfucker. Like, I don't take anybody's piss in an airport.
Oh yeah, I hate airports so much.
Like, it's a horrible place to be. I've spent so much of my life in airports, and I fucking hate it. And if everyone just has a "don't fuck with me" attitude, it makes everything go so much nicer because the dickheads that cause drama just don't do it at that point. They're like, "Oh, I'm not doing that because it's probably gonna turn out bad."
Yeah, you need to discourage it.
Yeah, like stamp it out quickly and aggressively.
I remember, I don't know where I read this or where I saw it, or it's some like tip, which is, you know, when you're like walking towards someone on like a pavement or in like an airport or something like that, or in like a shopping center or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
and you're heading towards each other, and you don't want to do that thing where you both go left, you both go right, try and get past each other. The advice was just keep your gaze forwards and just look slightly to the direction that you want to pass them on.
yeah,
And I find that is really, really effective. If you just kind of you don't meet their gaze, you just look past them in on the side that you're going to pass them on. Most people get it. Most people pass on like the way you want to pass them.
fair enough. I legitimately was like, "Oh, you're just gonna say like stare them down, fucking stare them out as
Just
you're fucking
stop and just
careering
stare.
towards them."
Run at them. Run at them really fast.
Go full Braveheart. Just throw your fucking suitcase away. Come on.
Do you know what would be a really, really good way to get people to get out of your way?
What?
It's if you ran at them smiling, shouting, "Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you," or like shouting something like Mick, it's been too long. They'll get out of your fucking way.
Yeah. Blowing kisses at them makes them disappear as well.
I'm not. That doesn't surprise me, man. That surprise me.
Ah, fucking quality, man. Fucking quality.
So yeah, that was a bit of a tangent from the story of just watching people like just be kind of dicks and kind of clueless. Like honestly, the brief drive to Edinburgh Airport was just another refresher course in Jesus. Like the quality of driving is sometimes like really fucking shocking, man. Like
It's
I stuck the car on cruise. I just
right.
drove a constant speed, and the amount of fucking cars that circled round me. At one point they'd be doing like, 80, another point they'd be doing like 60, and you're like, what is going on? Why can't people go fast up hills? Like, what the fuck? What is it with people get to the top of a hill at 50 on a motorway? Like, what are you doing? Push the button harder. Make the car go faster.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. Like, I just don't understand why people just don't just pick a speed and stick with it. They're like varying up and down and stuff like that.
Do you
And,
know what I
oh,
think
sorry,
a
man,
big
fire,
part
fire on.
No, no, do you know what I think a big part of this is? Radar cruise control where it can brake for them.
Ah, you know what? I never even thought about that. You're quite right. Maybe it's just getting welded to the car in front. All it takes is one person to vary their speed, and everyone else behind them is.
Fucked. Like, I am actually positive that like people are so fucking like asleep at the wheel on the airport. What the fuck? I think I've got something wrong with my brain, by the way, but that's a different thing. Um, the people are so asleep at the wheel that they just don't see what's going on. Because the amount of people I see that are like cruising at 70 and they get behind a truck and then they just stop to 50.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
where did that come from? Like,
I always find it really interesting when you're like, say you're behind someone in lane one, and they're catching a truck, right? And you're behind them, catching them faster.
yeah,
You pull out, and it's a 3 lane motorway. There's plenty of space, and chances are they're going to want to pull out in front of the truck. So you pull out into the third lane to give them space to merge into the second, and they don't. They just sit directly behind the truck and slow down, and you're like, okay. You try and predict someone's behavior, but they just like they end up doing something a bit weird.
yeah. This is the people that I'm positive are just like on cruise control and not paying any attention. It's like, what the fuck just happened.
Surely we noticed when the truck blocked the light out,
I don't think they
Got
would though,
dark all of a
because
sudden.
see, like in a modern car with like lane assist, where it actually steers a little bit to keep you inside the lane.
Oh, don't even get me started on that, man.
Legitimately, you could go to sleep and it'll just bounce from side to side in the lane. Like, it's fucking wild. So it is. Um, yeah, it's yeah. The standard of driving is horrific though. Like,
Yeah, it
holy
is
fuck.
quite scary. Like, even just walking around the city, the amount of cars that are like, going like just absolutely blasting about in town. I don't understand why people feel the need to drive so quickly in town when town is tiny and there's so many more better roads outside of town. I don't know why. Like, why would you deliberately constrain yourself to like the shittest of roads when you could find a much better one quite quickly that's quieter?
Yeah, man. Like this, the thing with this is right, and like where I used to stay, like way, way, way back, like maybe 10 years ago in Dumfries, the council put it was a 30 limit, right? And the council put speed bumps in to try
Mm.
and control people's speed. And it had the opposite effect. People are using the speed bumps to jump their cars. Le- Legitimately, there was people in like Honda Civic Type R's hitting these at like 100 mile an hour just so they would take off. And this was in a 30 zone outside a school in the middle of a fucking housing estate. And you're like, this is mental.
Yeah, I've seen some properly silly speeds on like actual in town roads. Um, Especially from like when you see it from like a big like fuck off SUV as well. You're like, Jesus, that thing's just a weapon, man. What are you doing?
Yeah,
All it
like,
takes is for like one little kid to like not really understand, step out in front of the road, and like you're gonna have to deal with that, you
oh yeah,
know?
well, somebody's going to have to deal with it. Probably a man with a bag and a shovel. Was that a bit dark?
That was quite dark. That was
So,
pretty
so
dark.
sorry, folks. But the
Man.
point stands.
Do you know what else is really, really bad? I've noticed is people's idea of when you stop at a roundabout, like not when, sorry, where you stop at a roundabout. There's like it's really common in a lot of taxi drivers, but they stop inside the roundabout for the roundabout, if you know what I mean. Like if it's a two-lane roundabout, they'll be well into the first lane
Yeah,
before they stop to give way. Like what? What? I don't
yeah.
understand that. I saw a cyclist do it a couple of days ago. Like literally stop in the middle of the roundabout because he'd like not looked, slammed on the brakes and like ended up bang smack in the middle of the roundabout. And he just waited there and I was like, God, that's bold. I don't know if I'd be hanging about on a bike, stopped stationary in the middle of a roundabout.
Yeah, that is a choice and not a good one.
No, that's a choice of getting squished.
Yeah. Do you know the cars doing it? I noticed people in 4x4s do this as well. And I think it's a bullying thing. Like they're trying to make people stop
Mm.
or trying to make people let them out, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like an encroaching kind of thing. They like just encroach and try and like use their mass and presence. It's the same thing we talked about ages ago, which was like, people that roll and creep at traffic lights.
Yes.
In fact, actually, that's another thing that I notice a lot of people whose definition of where the traffic light line is wildly different from the painted line. They're like on the crossing in front of the traffic lights, to the point where they can't see. There's usually one set across the street and then one set at the actual stop.
Yeah.
You can't see the one at the stop. You're looking at the one further away because you've driven past the one at the stop. Just wild. You just see, I just see a lot of people just kind of like just pushing their luck a little bit with loads of stuff.
Yeah, it's like this is a thing though. This is like a societal thing, man, because people are getting increasingly like selfish as fuck. Like it's becoming the fuck them as long as I'm okay game, and it's an absolute race to the bottom.
Mm.
On
Yeah, the screw you, I've got mine. It's not great.
it's not like I can be guilty for it at times, but like I would never go out my way to fuck someone over with it. I'd just be like, well, if it's not affecting me and mine, then okay. Like you do you. Like you're not like being outwardly fucking destructive with anything. Just you fire on. Like I'm not gonna get offended or anything. Just aye, on you go. But then I'm kinda pulling back on that point of view, and I'm like, no, I think the world needs less of that shit.
Yeah, just a little bit more like, I don't know, grace for everyone.
Yeah, man, that's it.
We're not great at giving each other grace. That's definitely one thing I would say in the UK,
Yeah, we're not. We're
especially
actually
behind the wheel.
miraculously shit at it.
Yeah, especially
Um,
behind the wheel.
on the subject of this, right? Have you seen the new Louis Theroux documentary? This is totally nothing to do with cars.
I have not. No, the toxic, the Manosphere kind of one.
Yeah, the Inside the Manosphere
Hmm.
one. You know, it's fucking incredible how these children are like, oh, pure alpha male. Oh, yeah, we're amazing. Because like me and Bex watched it, and I was like, do you know what strikes me as mental about this, Bex? She's like, what? I was like, a lion doesn't need to tell you it's a lion. Like people are pretty. People know. Like I know it's been disproven, but I genuinely feel like there is an alpha, beta. Like you've got people who are like born to lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not sure I really get on board with the whole like alpha, beta, sigma male kind of bullshit because like
No.
it's God. I'll get on to the side thing later, but like I do think that people have, different kind of like skill sets, personalities and stuff, and some people are much better at taking a leadership sort of like a leadership role, and some people are much better at like supporting that. Like I don't disagree. Some people naturally take charge. Like yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like and it's not a bad thing. Like different people have different strengths, and I don't think there's anything inherently shit about one or the other. But like these fuckers in that manosphere, if you've not like you've said you've not seen it, you have to give it a watch, man.
It's on
I
my list to watch, but don't worry, man. I am fairly well informed on the Manosphere.
yeah, I would
Like I
love.
know the Manosphere vibe quite a bit. I find them absolutely fucking hilarious. Like you're so right. You hit the nail on the head when you say that a lion doesn't need to keep telling everyone it's a lion. It really is just a lot of insecure men desperate to be taken seriously and undermining that with all of their actions and their beliefs. It's like I'm not gonna be like they're stupid and they're at fault because a lot of these people are kind of vulnerable and like they're being kind of like manipulated and exploited essentially for their money. Like how many Manosphere related manfluencers or whatever the fuck you want to call them have their own like how to be the alpha male in 5 days, or like blah blah blah. Just sign up to my 4K worth of like intensive program or come to my man retreat. Only 12,000. Like it's all about milking them for as much money as you fucking can.
That's it. Like the whole thing about this is it's all about money, and
Yeah,
it's all about removing money from people who don't really have a lot in the first place.
totally. It's an absolute grift. It's like,
Um,
and they're so fucking cringe as well. Like it's like I find it quite hard when the stuff that they aspire to is actually quite cringe and like pathetic in itself.
Yeah,
Being absolutely fucking obsessed with like testosterone levels and being like high value, like all of this stuff. You're like, God, man, just get over yourself. Like fucking hell. It's embarrassing.
yeah, man. Like, see when you watch it, you'll cringe like fuck. I'm gonna say a single phrase to you, and when you watch it, you'll absolutely die when you hear it. And it's no, I don't want any juice, mummy.
No. Does one of them live with their mum?
No, 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 nothing like that. But when you see it, it's just like holy fuck. Louis Theroux just fucking slaps these cunts about, and he doesn't do it like obnoxiously. He's not like trying to make a cunt of them. It's just like there's a one bit where he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you triggered?" And that's like totally against the whole fucking alpha thing. But I'm not going to say any more if you've not seen it, because I would really love to hear your thoughts after you've seen it. Like when you've watched it, give me a message. Could be like, what did you think, man?
Yeah. I'll tell you what I think, totally. Who's in it? Oh.
Or
Um
have you just googled it?
I was just trying to see which like Manosphere kind of, if he like interviews any of like the kind of the big players in it, or he's more interested in interviewing, people that are part of it from like a sort of like lowest level kind of thing.
Oh no, the people that he interviews are like they're high up. They're like proper like core influencers of it, but it's not like Tates. Like them fanny boys aren't in it. Uh,
Aye,
if you're listening to this, you are absolutely a fanny boys motherfucker. Like absolute big fanny boys. Fuck Andrew Tate.
yeah,
Just gonna come and say it. But yeah,
deeply, deeply unpleasant person.
he is. Do you know what his face reminds me of?
Is it a fish?
No, if you had a potato that was made of plastic and you melted and
Harsh.
you and you
But
melted it and smooshed it into like a rounded off caricature of
mm,
what Michael Jackson looked like.
yeah, he can absolutely get fucked, can't I? No,
Yeah.
I'm 100% gonna give that a watch at some point. The Manosphere stuff. Because like I do know a reasonable amount about it from just like various other things. I just what gets me the most though is how clearly it's all a fucking grift. Like it's so
Oh,
clearly a grift, and yet it just lures so many people in. And like the 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 whole idea of masculinity is kind of nonsense. It's just it's masculinity is whatever society deems to be masculine at the time. And now that we've got like a kind of fracturing of society into its own little bubbles online, that they can kind of define masculinity themselves, if you know what I mean. Like their version of masculinity is not the wider society's version of masculinity, and it just all becomes a little bit kind of like, well, it's just made up. It's just nonsense. Like you're just using words to
do you know,
justify your bullshit.
I'm gonna disagree with you there, right? Because I have a very clear view of what masculinity is and how you should be, and it's not this manosphere bullshit. So like Keanu Reeves is humble as fuck, absolute star, really nice guy, has dealt with so much in his life, and he just keeps his cell to his cell, works away, is absolutely lovely to everybody. You know, like John Cena, he's another one. Like he's a big manly motherfucker, right?
Mm.
But he does like loads of like make a wish and stuff. Like people who act like if you're gonna be there and be the fucking man in inverted quote commas,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you need to leave the world in a better place than how you found it. And
Yeah.
like just ripping vulnerable people for their cash isn't isn't alpha. It's you're being a fucking massive predatory fanny.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to be a fucking alpha and be viewed as like the fucking pinnacle of what a man can be. Like John Cena, um, Keanu Reeves, Terry Crews after he had his epiphany and like sorted himself out and got away from all the cheating and shit that he did, like because he actually like wrote a book about how it's okay for men to feel emotions and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are the people you need to fucking emulate, not these fucking melted plastic potato faced fucks, you know?
Yeah. Do you not also think that the Manosphere has like a really sort of like telling on itself obsession with male physique and like the idealized male and how a man should look to be masculine?
Yeah, it really does.
Because like
So
it has nothing to do with how you look.
no. Aye, I mean like if you use the yardstick Keanu Reeves or and John Cena, like the two of them look totally different,
Mm-hmm.
but they're absolutely fucking top tier dudes. You know,
Yeah.
they're almost beyond reproach. Like, I mean, if you look at like, and this is how fucking absolutely anti-manosphere it is. Have you ever seen photos of Keanu Reeves where he's hugging like female fans? In fact, I think it's even male fans he does it with, where like they're like, "Oh my god, can I get a photo?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course." And they get a photo with him. If you look in the photos, his hands are always like widespread and they're off of people. Like he's got his arm around them at like waist height, but his hand never touches them. And it's like he's so fucking above reproach that he can't be taken advantage of. Like nobody is going to be able to be like, oh, he fucking touched me. It's like that's how fucking aware of himself he is. Do you know what I
Hover
mean?
hands.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying though? Is it coming across or am I
Absolutely know
butchering the
I know what you're
analogy?
saying. I totally know what you're saying. In fact, what's kind of funny is because like this is this is like it's been kind of like a little bit of like a joke for a while. Hover hands. There used to be a oh God, it was something like some stupid like a fucking Tumblr or something like that. You know, like one of those like you set up whatever you want kind of thing. But it was just a collection of really cringe pictures of like um men who had their hand around women, but it wasn't touching. If you know what I mean.
Right.
But that was a while ago. That was really a long time ago. That was like 15 years ago, I think. And it's kind of mutated a little bit now. But I just found it really funny that I typed in hoverhand on Google, and one of the first images that comes up is actually Keanu Reeves.
Fantastic.
I mean,
Fantastic.
in many ways, right, the photo they've used is a bad example because he's holding a cigarette, and you could argue that he's literally just holding the cigarette away from the person that he's had a photo taken with.
Yeah, like it would be bad form to go, yeah, you can have a hug and then fucking stab them with the cherry of a cigarette.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want that. I'm gonna send you just a delightful collection of hoverhand images, some cringe hoverhand, just that you can enjoy.
Oh my god, E-Bombs World, I've
No,
not
it still
seen.
exists, man.
Yeah, man.
They're so
That's it.
brutal. Some of these photos.
They are.
Sorry, I totally hijacked that. But
No, man, it's cool.
yeah, no. I will definitely give that documentary a watch. I'm quite interested. I do really like Louis Theroux, but I actually really like his slightly more bullshit, light-hearted stuff that he did when he was first starting.
Yeah.
You know, where he does like weird weekends, where he'd
Yeah,
go and hang out with like wrestlers or like demolition derby driver or like swingers or something, just like something a bit strange, and it wasn't necessarily like heavy themes. Like it's nice. It's good to watch a documentary about like something a bit more substantial, but you know sometimes you just want a little bit of like light-hearted bullshit.
do you know this was exactly the one I was going to bring up when you mentioned him there, right? Because I remember watching Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends, and he was like, "And today I'm going to meet someone who, well, they're a little bit strange." And he goes and meets him at this office building, and he's like, "Hi, how are you? I'm Louis," and he's like, "Oh, I'm Dave," or whatever his fucking name was. And so they're walking away from his workplace, and they're like just chatting, and then it's like goes to voiceover, and he's like, "So Dave likes to live as a dog on the weekends," and then it literally cuts to this guy dressed up as a dog, like drinking out of a bowl on the floor with like food in the bowl, and his missus is like taking him out for a walk with like a lead in that, and it's like, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck is this? And it's like I remember that shit. Like it was fucking crazy. Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends, fantastic.
The UFO one's great as well. The UFO one's so good.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have
Oh
to have a
well,
look.
it's like it's really early on, but it's well worth watching.
Fair man. Well, we are quite a distance away from where we
Aye,
started.
we were a little bit off topic there. Yeah, you're quite right.
Well, allow me to take us even further off topic.
Fair enough.
So we need a moment of silence. And that moment was to mourn the passing of quite an influential and iconic piece of machinery. The last of the F-14 Tomcat fighter jets have been blown up.
There's no more in service.
No, so basically, right, Iran ran, that sounds insane. Iran had like 20 F-14s. So they were gifted to, no, they weren't gifted. America was going to send Iran 80 F-14s and like 700 Phoenix air missiles.
Mm-hmm.
But the Shah was deposed in 1979, and then America was like, well, we're not sending them to the Islamic Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So they had these like 20 F-14s, and they've been flying them in the war. And an Israeli strike has apparently taken out the last two of them on the ground. And there may well be some still floating about somewhere, but America took all their airframes and cut the wing box in half. So there's a titanium wing box in the fuselage that holds the two pivot points for the swing wings.
Mm-hmm.
They basically fucking destroyed them all. So the only way to replace that is to build a new airframe, and you
Mm-hmm.
need to weld it in a vacuum because it's titanium. So the equipment for building it doesn't even exist anymore. Like Northrop Grumman threw it, destroyed it. Um, so there's no more of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more flight capable F-14s anymore, and even the ones that are like in museums, the U.S. Air Force and Navy like cut all the wing boxes and they stripped all the electronics out of them because they were terrified Iranian agents would steal them. So literally, the last flying ones were in Iran, and they've just been destroyed.
That's I mean that plane's been in service a long time.
Yeah, man. And I mean, like Top Gun,
It's a very
Highway,
iconic shape.
Highway to the Danger Zone. It's been in every single fucking flight game I can think of for the
Mm-hmm.
past 20 years plus. Um, so yeah, no, I was going to say we're mostly a car show, but we talk about fucking everything. And I would like to think there's a bit of we just like good engineering and cool equipment and cool bits of kit, and that's quite sad that that has happened. So it is.
Yeah, because the F-15 didn't have the retracted like the pivoting wings.
No, it didn't. And I mean, there's nothing quite like the Tomcat, man. They were just incredibly cool airplanes.
I agree, they're a really cool plane. That was crazy. I had no idea that Iran were running F-14s still, albeit on a very small fleet of them.
Yeah, well, it's mental. Like it's just insane. the whole America, Israel, Iran thing is fucking mental, man. Do
Mm.
you know? I was talking with this about somebody at work about this the other week as well, and they're like, "Yeah, it's mental because of this." And I was like, "Well, actually, it's not that true because Iran used to be a democracy, and they were going to nationalize their oil fields in like '53. So the U.S. instigated a regime change, and they
Mm-hmm.
installed the Shah, and then the Shah was deposed in '79."
Mm-hmm.
And then the Islamic Republic came in, and I was like, so really, you can trace all this bullshit that's happened to outside influence by the US and the UK because they were
Mm-hmm.
going to nationalize the oil fields, and they're like, that's bullshit. I was like, no, it's not actually. It's quite a common thing. Like, all the problems we have in Afghanistan. They're like, yeah. I says, so like the Taliban, for instance, the Americans and the British actually armed the Taliban in the 80s to fight the
Mm-hmm.
Russians when they were fighting the Russians. I says, so like the more we meddle, the more it bites us in the ass. I mean, what the secret to peace in the Middle East is just for the Western world to fuck off and leave them alone. And he's like, I don't think that's right. I was like, well, you don't need to think because you're a plant operator and operators are stupid. I says, but
Go back to
I'm
your
telling you,
buttons.
that's the fucking script. Like history doesn't lie. He goes, oh, fair enough.
You're
So,
absolutely right as well. Like it's a lot of it has been like commercial oil interests from like the UK and the US that have basically fucked everything.
oh yeah,
And
like
also, like the UK's not done that region any favors by like dividing countries up with straight lines. You know?
no, it really did not. Um, yeah, it's just fucking insane.
Yeah, it's
It's
absolutely
yeah.
crazy.
Um,
I've been seeing a
no,
lot of like scare articles in the newspapers being like, the price of fuel is driving people towards EV, and I'm like, all right, it's been going on for a few weeks, like I don't think people have given up and are buying EVs quite yet. Like maybe a few people are thinking about it more, but like people are not like abandoning petrol in the favor of EV.
no. Mate, if it gets to a fiver a liter, I would still rather castrate myself with two bricks than buy an EV.
You could cycle.
Yeah, I've got a really nice bike. I could cycle.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the last time I filled up on Sunday, the fuel was still all right, but I think it has gone up a little bit since then.
Do you know the worst thing about buying fuel now is that I've got a diesel, and that's where I'm really feeling the
Oh, you
pinch.
must be hurting. Yeah, that must be over £2 now.
No, it's a pound 70 for super is what I get down here.
That's not
Um,
bad.
it's not bad, but like I'm not really seeing the fucking efficiency of it. Like it's bollocks.
Yeah, I could never get more than like 40 mpg out of a diesel.
Mine got to 39 miles to the gallon on a run. I was like, this is like legitimately, I'd be cheaper running a 2J Supra at this point in time.
Aye,
Um,
aye, the cheaper prices offset a slight reduction in. Well, I mean, you probably get about the same fuel economy, to be honest.
I can get really good fuel economy out of a 2J. Like I can get up to 33 miles to the gallon out of a 2J engine. But yeah, no, just fucking pish. Aye, not happy. Um,
Aye. Did you get your the issue fixed with it?
so the Mercedes. So
Ah,
I've got a little car update here actually, because this is actually the single car topic I had to talk about tonight. So the Mercedes is, for want of a better word, causing Colin a little bit of frustration.
and why is that?
It's a very nice way of saying it's driving me around the fucking twist. Just constant problems, man. Constant issues. And do you know, it's the same as any other diesel I've ever bought. Like, they're good for about a fortnight and then they just have issues. Um, so yeah, the new plan is that we are going to be doing a little bit of refinancing. And then once that's sorted, we're going to go out and get a seven-seater, which is going to
Hmm.
be a JDM seven-seater. So currently we're leaning towards like a Honda Odyssey
Mm-hmm.
for the family. and then we're going to sell Bex's car. So my car will be traded in against that. We'll sell Bex's car, and then I can start buying something that I want. And I basically said to Bex, I was like, look, I want something with a straight six, preferably a turbo 2 hanging off the side of it, and I want it to be Japanese. Says, I'm going back to what I know. Like, I'd love a Porsche, says, but I'm kind of done with German cars at the minute, even though I absolutely love Porsche. Like, I am going to have a 911 in the future, but I says, I kind of think I want to go back to like a daily driver that's Jap. Like, I just want big, dirty JDM straight six saloon coupe. And she's like, absolutely go on. So the first thing I did was type JZX 100 for sale UK. And holy fuck, prices have increased since I was here last.
Yeah. What are they about around 20K?
For a manual, like a factory manual in nice condition, a JZX 100 Chaser Tourer V, you're talking like 25 to 30K.
Which is quite a lot.
And the newest one of those is on a 2001 plate.
Hmm. And they're Japanese, so you have to be a bit careful with, raw.
Well, no, because they were never sold in the UK.
Yeah, but
So
if
they're
they've been imported early, like.
yeah, if you buy one that was imported like a decade ago, but then the thing is like chasers were never cheap. To be fair, they were always like 20K even back in the day. I was actually hoping they might have came down a little bit, but apparently they're now eligible import to America, which means they go stratospheric.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was looking at it, and I was like, I wonder, like a chaser would be so fucking nice. But then there's loads of different JZX 100s. You've got like the Mark II, you've got the Cresta, the Cressidia, you've got the Chaser. Um, so I was like, what do the other ones do? A Mark II you can get for about 15K, which is a much easier pill to swallow. Or you can get a JZX 110 for like 15K as well, which is essentially the same in a more modern body. And then I was looking at Sorers, and they're not really cheap either. And I was looking at Aristos, and they're actually not bad. They've not really changed the twin turbo Aristos. So yeah, I think Colin's going JDM again in the very not the very near, but the close future.
Yeah, I think you were right with stick to what you know.
Yeah,
Also, definitely that, German vehicles do tend to leave people thinking, God, I don't know if I want a German car again.
yeah. I mean, see, if it was a 911 I bought instead of a fucking Merc, I'd be like, this is worth the pain. I'm cool with this. Like I'm happy. I've got like one of my dream cars, you know.
Yeah.
But this whole fucking Mercedes escapade has just left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. And I'm just like, you know what? I want a big 1J R145 manual Soarer with a fucking AO2B limited slip diff. You know, that's what I want. An AO1B, sorry. I think they were all small casing diffs, but yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's definitely fair. And you know how they work.
Oh, I could strip a 2J or a 1J down with my fucking eyes closed, man. Not because I ever had to strip them down because they went wrong. I used to build them up for big power, but yeah, it was really good fun. Like, and the thing is, man, legitimately 1,500 quid gets you like 500 or 600 brake. Um,
Yeah, they're quite under stress, those engines, aren't they?
they are. They're incredibly overbuilt. The theory behind the 2J was actually Toyota built it to go racing.
Mm.
So it was actually built to handle like 600 brake horse, and then they detuned it for use in a road car, and they put like 320 brake. Um, but yeah, the 2J was one of the first engines to do like 1,000 brake horsepower on an unopened engine. Like just bolt a bigger turbo to it, give it bigger injectors, and send it to the fucking moon, which is incredible, you know. But aye, so no, that's Colin's car news, and the market value of JDM cars is insane now.
It's crazy.
Although, so how much do you think an R34 GTR is now?
Well, last time I looked at, I think we looked maybe at around the same time. They were about 150.
So now
Mm-hmm.
they are quite a bit more. So I'm going to send you an advert, and it's at an importer in the UK, which is incredibly well regarded. They're Harlow Jap Autos, and it's a Friends Racing R34 GTR, and it is legitimately £250,000.
That is wild.
But you know when we were doing the Koenigsegg thing and we were talking about some pretty insane times?
Mm-hmm.
So this car, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So it has 1400 brake horsepower and it can accelerate from 0 to 300 kilometers an hour. Record break in 11.8 seconds.
I love watching cars with this kind of mental power launch.
So just for like an idea, this is faster than a Bugatti Centodeci, a Koenigsegg Agera R, a Ferrari LaFerrari, a McLaren P1, and a Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
Yeah, I mean, did you watch the video?
Yes.
I like how the video looks like someone sped up the footage.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not. It's just the cars just go real fast.
And when you look at it like that, £250,000 is a fucking bargain for this.
You could certainly embarrass a lot of people.
Like, see if you took all the graphics off and just had it nice and tidy.
Yeah, I see what you mean because it doesn't look overly. I mean, it's got serious rubber on it, but it doesn't look over the top.
Yeah, it's not like, holy fuck, that's clearly going to be rapid. It's
Mm.
just a nice, cool skyline. Um, yeah, it's a bit crazy. But then, like, if you go up, like the next one down from that's 210,000, which is an R34 GTR V Spec 2 NUR edition, which is
Oh,
like,
that's absolutely the one you would want, isn't it? If you're going for a factory
yes.
thing.
Although the one I would want is actually the next one down, which is a GTR M spec, because I just think they're incredible. Um, but then you can
What's
buy
the M
like
spec?
the M spec. I can't remember what it was for off the top of my head, but they had like different seats and they had like ripple control dampers and stuff. Um,
Ah, so it was more handling orientated.
yeah, it had a luxury leather interior as well. The front seats were heated, but it had like it was uniquely mechanical setup, like stiffer rear sway bar. Lightweight carbon bonnet was replaced by a comfort-orientated aluminium item to improve compliance. There was only 366 of them ever produced.
Yeah, that makes it quite a rare car.
Yeah, and like that's a cool bit of kit. Like that's fucking class, you know? Um,
God, there's some really cool cars on this website that have been sold.
it's really nice, isn't it? Like they've got such cool stock.
They've got a Tommy Kyra
Oh, Tommy
M20
Chiara.
SI. Yeah,
Yeah, so Tommy Chiara is a tuning house in Japan, and
absolutely. Yeah.
they did some pretty interesting factory specials.
I remember them from an early Gran Turismo game. Oh, there's an R33 GTR in midnight purple as well. That is the color for me. I really do like that color.
It's the same, like they did away with the speedo in the R34 GTR, the Tommy Chiara one, and they put like a digital speedo in.
Oh,
So if you click on the Tommy Chiara one right at the top of the page, the R34, and scroll down through the photos, you'll see what I mean. And the dash is it's very cool. Like that, it's a really, really nice car.
oh shit! Yeah. God, it's got quite like a racing coded. You know, you've got peak torque light and a shift up point. Like
Oh yeah, like it's fucking really cool.
that's not the one. That's not the Tommy. Tom, what is it? Tommy Kira?
Tommy Chiara.
Tommy Kiera. It's not. That's not the one I was looking at. If you go right down to the bottom of this page, you'll see there is a M20 SI and this in PS13. That's the one I
Oh,
saw.
yeah,
That's
no,
different. That's I like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, everybody is a Jap fan. Just people don't aren't always aware of it, but everybody loves a nice Japanese car.
They just haven't found
Um,
the ideal rot for them yet.
yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, none of these cars would be rotten.
These
Like,
ones wouldn't, but
n- like this HJA group, they're renowned for only importing like the nicest of examples,
I know you can totally tell that these cars are like well looked after.
and this is why I want more money.
Yeah, fair enough. Because
I
your
just want,
taste demands more money.
I just want to buy all these amazing cars. But yeah, no. So yeah, no, that's me. I've not got anything else. It was just the price of cars, and to like actually show that actually sometimes if you get to the certain level of performance, Jap motors are actually incredibly cheap.
Yeah, you have to just really push the envelope of performance before there's that kind of before the cost benefit appears.
Yeah, like there's one there for £210,000, which is 280 brake horsepower. Well, they're actually closer to 320, right? Which that's a pretty tough pill to swallow. But then if you add 40 grand onto that, you can get one with 1400 brake horsepower and blow the doors off everyone that you know, which is an infinitely easier pill to swallow. So it is.
Ooh, Suzuki Cappuccino. I just always gravitate towards these cars, man.
It's not my cup of fish.
Yeah,
Neither it is.
you wouldn't fit in it, man.
I wouldn't know. I just wouldn't.
It would be a total waste of everyone's time.
But no, like yeah, man. So the future is very much Japanese for me again. I'm done with fanning about with pish.
Fair.
There's some absolutely gorgeous RX-7s and Supras on their fucking page as well, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm actually I've gone further afield now. I'm looking at other websites because I'm not that interested in the really high end stuff. Like I'm interested in the stuff that Japan gets that's weird that we don't get.
Did you look at the Supra that was on HJ's website, the Material Auto Factory Supra RZS?
No.
So it is basically a track car for the garage that built it, and it did a 57.586 second lap of to Tsukuba,
All right. Okay. Yeah.
and a 146.394 at Fuji Speedway. And some comparative lap times of supercar heavyweights at Tsukuba. A McLaren Senna does 1 minute dead 0.12. A Porsche 911 GT3 RS does 1 minute dead 70. A Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera is 1 minute 1 second. A Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is 1 minute 2 seconds, and a Ferrari F40 is 1 minute 3 seconds. So this is legitimately
Weapon.
6 seconds faster around Tsukuba than a Ferrari F40.
Yeah. Absolute weapon.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, Jap really really fast, rapid Japanese stuff. Really cool. But I don't have any interest in it. I find myself gravitating towards like. Do you know what I would really like is Daihatsu Charade. You know the GTTI one they did 3 pot with a turbo.
Yeah.
That's a cool car.
Do you know what I can see you in?
What's that?
A Yaris GR.
I would love a Yaris GR, 100%. Yeah, that's a cool car.
I would have a Yaris GR. Absolutely. Without a second thought, I would buy one.
Yeah, they're they're great. Like I'm big fat, very much small car pilled.
And do you know another car I could see you owning? Jap car anyway. A GT86.
Yeah, I like the GT86. I really like the GT86. I wouldn't import a GT86 though, if you know what I mean.
No, you would buy one here. You
Yeah.
know, I've driven one before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know they have Toyota Prius tires on them.
Yes. Yeah.
So they are honestly one of the most fantastically handling cars out of the box I've ever driven. I mean, I've never driven a Lotus Exige or an Elise, to be fair, but like this was fucking fantastic. And it would yaw around the center point of the chassis, but in its own wheelbase, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, it would be slipping in its own sort of wheelbase. Like, it wouldn't be leery, it would just be playful. Like, that's the only way you can describe it. It was just so perfectly balanced and beautiful to drive. Um, yeah, something about it just they handle beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah. I think honestly they represent a reasonably cheap option at the moment. Although is any car cheap at the moment
Well, I
is the
mean,
question.
8K would buy you one comfortably.
Yeah. Actually, it's not terrible, is it?
Like that's reasonably accessible amounts of money.
Yeah.
And you can put a Subaru turbo engine into them quite easily.
Aye, they've got a plenty spacious engine bay, don't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a non-turbo super. It's not a non-turbo boxer engine in them anyway. So you literally just plonk a fucking Subaru Impreza STI engine in there, and then get it ECU tech remapped, and you don't even have to change the fucking wiring. I don't think. Like it'll all work. You're just reflashing everything. And I know it wouldn't because you'd have to fucking do something with the D4D injection system because they're direct and port injection. But a wiring loom change wouldn't be that hard to do on them. But yeah,
You're absolutely right. Like 8K can get you into uh, a GT86.
yeah,
You could do worse for 8 grand. You could absolutely do worse. You could probably go cheaper than that.
yeah. I reckon you probably could.
Because we're looking
Like
on Auto
I don't.
Trader. This is not where
I
the cheap cars live.
no cheap cars. Very much live on Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
But problems also very much live on Facebook Marketplace.
Aye, that's fair. Yeah, that is very, very fair. So what's the exchange rate to US dollars at the moment?
Why are you looking at that?
1.33, eh? 1.33, eh? Nah, that's quite a lot.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter about that.
fair enough.
it,
Oh well.
it's not possible. Um, yeah. So would you toy with the idea of importing one if you found something you liked?
Would I import one if I
Y-
found something I liked?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like this is why I was looking on like HJ's website and like New Era imports and stuff. Like I was like, I think if I'm gonna spend that much money, I would rather get one from Japan that I know is gonna be not rotten and it's gonna be a good example. Like,
I agree.
and I
You could
can
spend a lot of money trying to bring something that's kind of like a bit shit up to standard.
Yeah, I was like, realistically, and the thing is, as well, I could probably finance it, which I would much rather fucking finance something at 30k and then pay it off. Because realistically, if I'm buying a chaser, a GZX 100, I'm not getting rid of that.
It's a long
That's a
term
forever
investment,
car.
isn't it?
Like I'm gonna run that as a daily until I can't, and then I'll buy something as a daily and make it my weekend car. Um, like I'm getting to the point where I just want something cool as fuck that does everything I want it to do, and after that, I'm not interested.
Mm, totally.
But yeah,
I don't really
no,
have
I would.
anything else beyond what we've talked about myself. There's only one other thing that I was kind of toying with in my mind. I was just kind of idly thinking about stuff. Um, well, as you know, it doesn't matter. Nah, I'm kind of out of car news, if you know what I mean.
All out of crack, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've just been a bit busy. I've not really been that much on it. Like even the times when I've had a little bit of spare time, spare downtime, I've kind of accidentally got back into trucking because I've
Fair enough.
started playing a bit of SnowRunner again. I managed to fix the. I was having an issue with one of the mods that I was running, and I fixed it. So I kind of got back into the trucking for a bit. But it's like an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's not something I would play. I am really annoyed that I missed automation and BeamNG.
Honestly, man,
And
it's summer sale. They'll both be on sale, guaranteed, and that
oh
won't be
yeah,
like 3 months, which it's not really that long, is it?
it really isn't. And I'm finding that Steam has a sale every month. So
It does. It pretty much every other month there's a Steam sale.
there could well be a car game sale next month and they'll both be at 50% off again. So we'll see.
That would be ideal, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you a build challenge on automation.
Yeah.
Set a few criteria, see who can build the best, and then we can race them on BeamNG.
We could do the best driver's car using the criteria that we set out in what makes a good driver's car.
That's an interesting point, actually. Yeah, we could
We
totally
could
do
do
that.
a virtual challenge and then follow it up with like building an ideal car in the real world. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I would be really keen to see what shape you designed for your ideal car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling
Oh,
you'll probably end up picking something like a Sora or a Chaser shell.
honestly, it would be shaped like a chaser, a Sora. Sorry, the Sora is the single hands down most perfect car I've ever owned. Um, it's one of my only regrets in life is selling my Sora.
I don't regret selling any of my cars ever.
Really.
Yeah, well, they're usually shagged by the time I get rid of them.
Yeah, I sold my well, I won't say the name, but we both went to school with him. I sold my Sora to somebody from Annan, and he had it like a fortnight and sold it to someone from London, and then it vanished, and I can't find it anymore. I did track it down at one point, but the lassie was like, "Yeah, I want 14 grand for it," and I was like, "You've set it on fire, though."
Yeah, that's grim.
Yeah,
Do you
so
think it's been scrapped or exported?
no, no, it's still on the road in the UK because I remember all my number plates and I check them every now and again for a wee bit of nostalgia, and it's still being MOT'd and everything. So it is.
Damn, it's making someone somewhere very happy.
Yeah, man. It was such a nice car. I absolutely loved it. I should never have sold it.
Ah, well, you can't predict the future, really, can you?
No, you can't. Although I should have known at the time that this is a shit idea. Why are you doing this? But then I just yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it totally is what it is. Okay, so shall we wrap it up for tonight?
Yeah, man, I think so.
Nice meandering chat. We did briefly talk about cars, so it counts.
Yeah, we covered a lot of distance tonight. Like, if in terms of like distance, this was an ultra marathon. This was like 160 miles we covered.
Distance between topics.
Yeah, we've covered some. We've done some mental gymnastics to call this a car episode. But yeah, fuck it, it's a car episode.
Yeah, I've no idea what I'm going to title this.
Well, it's definitely going to have the words "fuck" and Andrew Tate in there somewhere, because I reckon that'll probably get quite a lot of views.
Yeah, this will be our review of Louis Theroux's Into the Manosphere.
Yeah, there we go. Happy days. Oh well, man. I suppose. Thank you for listening, everyone. If you've enjoyed what you've listened to, leave us a like, a share, and a subscribe. And aye, toodaloo.
Bye.